Hello, everyone.
Zero.
Yay! Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to this mini Zoom series with facilitators and their favorite tools, Confessions of a Facilitator. Ha 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 ha. For those of you who don't know Access Consciousness, here is one definition I have of it. This box of tools that you pick out one of them and you change your life like by magic, with a condition
Yes.
though, to choose, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
today I have the pleasure, the honor, and the joy of having with me Rattan Singh. And for those of you who don't know him, Rattan, I have just two rules I've put in place. One, we have fun.
Yes.
And two, when rule number one doesn't apply, we apply number one.
Yes.
So, Rattan, who are you and what's your favorite tool?
Okay. So I'm an infinite being, and my name is Rattan Deep Singh, and I live in India, but I travel all over the world. Yeah.
Just across the road. That means just across. Yeah.
We have a common border with Belgium anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's So basically, I've been with Access for the past 8 years. I've been a certified Access facilitator for 7 years and a 3-day body class facilitator for 3 years.
Wow.
And Access has changed our life totally. And when we came to India after doing my first bars and becoming bars facilitators in Australia in 2012, we didn't know whom to talk to and what to say about Access. No one knew anything about it.
Aww.
So it was actually, we were the first two to really bring it in a big way in India. And now, of course, there are a lot of people who are doing Access in India, and we're so happy. And I can't thank Gary and Dane enough for giving us this gift of Access Consciousness. It has totally transformed the world, and it is transforming India as well, which is a great thing. Yeah.
Wow. And how does it get any better than that?
Yes.
And for those of us who don't know who Gary Douglas is, and Dane here they're the founder and co-founder of Access Consciousness, and they are vividly active and, seeker of consciousness. And I mean, role models for some people, gurus for some other people. And yet, just people choosing every day to be in consciousness, closer to consciousness, and create much more. So, Rattan, you said we. When we came to India, who's we?
My wife, Kiran.
Can you just tell us more?
Yeah, so we were both on a vacation in Australia in 2011. And my sister, who's in the US, she sent a book through her daughter who was visiting Australia. And the name of the book was Being You, Changing the World.
Oh, it would be this book behind me?
Yes.
Yeah. It so happens that I have it as well.
Yes. So this book, I used to read it, and I used to read out excerpts to my wife, Kiran. And I said, what are we doing, mucking around, doing all these various things? This is how we should live our life. She said, why don't you? So we started. That's how we started. I went and and I had no idea what is Access or anything. And towards the end of the book, he talks about Access Consciousness, and he talks about some bars class and all. So I said, I don't know whether they have wine tasting in this bar. What do they do in this bar? I had no idea. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we went and explored on the internet, and we found there were 2 people or 3 people who were doing some bars classes. So I signed up for them. And I did my 3 bars classes and became a bars facilitator. And then my wife also did 3 classes and she became a bars facilitator. So that was in November 2011. And by December 2012, I had become a certified facilitator.
That was quick. Wow,
Yeah,
wow. And
yeah,
Kiran,
because yeah,
Lady Kiran, how I like to call her. For those who haven't met her, wow. Now, if you're thinking of a true lady, now you should see a picture of her and be in her company, and that would just blow
yes,
your world apart.
yeah.
So you and Lady Kiran became facilitators, certified facilitators at the same time.
No, certified facilitator, she became 3 years after me.
Okay.
But bars facilitators, we became together. Yeah.
Wow. So it actually became a family business.
Yes. And now we travel all over the world, co-facilitating foundation classes together. And then I also facilitated the 3 days body class.
Yay. And we know that because you're coming to Nice. And
Yes.
I just have a personal interest over there because I so much look forward for that class, all those bodies lying down and just
Yes. Yes.
enjoying. But
Yep.
Rattan, if you look back at where you started and how you started and how your lives just kept expanding, what is it that you would say, wow, this is my favorite tool, or this is what I know for sure, or I don't know, something that everybody has, the favorite tool, or the tool that they don't like to work with too much, or the tool they say, oh, no, it's not for me, it's for the others.
Yes.
So what about you?
Yeah. So I feel that all the tools in Access are very valuable and they to be used at the appropriate time, you know. However, there are two tools which I found very, very uh, beautiful and very effective for me. One was whom does this belong to? Return to
Oh,
sender with consciousness attached. I found that that has contributed to me in a very, very large way uh, to get rid of a lot of issues which were just showing up. And I realized that when you realize that you don't, it's none of this is yours. It's you picking up other people's stuff and you're making it yours and locking up in your body. And so this is one tool I use very extensively. Whom does it belong to? Return to center with consciousness. I keep saying it practically the whole day, and
wow.
it's very nice. Yes, very free,
Wow.
very free.
Now that's something you said. I'm using it the whole day long. I mean,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
using.
yeah.
And how did you start? Was it something that you said, yes, this is it. There's the click. This is wow. This is, or was it something, a practice that you started building
No,
up, or
what I after we done the foundation and we did the other classes, we got to know that all the thoughts, feelings, emotion, and the pains that we have in our body are not ours. We pick it up from others. And I realized that, I'd go for a walk in the morning and suddenly I get a pain in my knee. And I said, what is this? Where did this come from? And then I realized that it's not mine. So I just
yeah.
said, whom does it belong to? Return to sender? And within 5 minutes, the pain is gone. Then whenever I went to a hospital, whenever I went to a mall or to a
Oh,
crowded place, I would, before I got out of the car, I'd keep saying, whom does it belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached, and keep saying it frequently in between. And you never picked up any nonsense from anyone. It was just so nice and freeing and light. Yeah,
wow.
that's it.
So then how do you recognize when something is yours?
Yeah, so in this process of whom does it belong to, there are actually three things. You ask, whom does it belong to? And if you say, is it someone else's? And you get a light feeling, that means it belongs to someone else. If you say it's something else's, then you know it's for the earth. And if you get both of them are heavy, then you say, is it mine? And you get a light feeling for that, then you know it's yours. So I have
Hmm.
in all these years, I have found that it's very few occasions when I found that the thing was actually mine.
Even when they
And
were not, you mean even when they were not really, like, not joy and fun and glory?
yeah, so I found that most of the things we pick up from someone else or from the earth.
Yeah.
So whom does it belong to? Return to sender is a very, very powerful tool. If you use it, it practically sort of makes you immune from picking up other people's stuff and other people's points of views. And, it sort of frees you of all the crap that you pick up from others, unnecessary crap.
And to me, I love this tool. I also use it when I'm reminded myself of. So how many times does it happen that I wake up in the morning going, I don't want to get out of the bed, why would I go out of bed? And then but that's this fraction of a second when I go first to blah, and then I'm like, okay, so who does this belong to? It's not mine. It's not mine. So what would you say to people who wake up in the morning and they just, hold on to that feeling of
Yeah.
well,
Normally what happens is that earlier on I used to get a lot of this thing. You would get up in the morning, you're tired and you felt as though you not slept and you don't want to get up. So what I do is that before going to bed, I say, what energy, space, consciousness and choices do I have to wake up totally rested and fresh in the morning? And everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and create it all.
Wow. Can you repeat that, please? That's like, that's juicy. So
yes. So what energy, space, consciousness, and choices can I and my body be to wake up in the morning totally rested and fresh? And everything that doesn't allow that to show up, I destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all line short, boys and beyond. So then normally when you get up, then after that, you're fresh, you're rested,
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that. I really haven't tried that. I will. Let's put up a challenge. So
try it.
Tomorrow morning when you wake up or when you have a nap and you wake up, ask for this. What energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to
wake up? Totally
and choices. You said also choices. So
choices.
what energy, space, consciousness, and choices can I and my body be to wake up totally rested and fresh?
And fresh in the morning.
In the morning. Wow.
Yes.
And everything that doesn't allow that, just destroy and create all online. Is it as simple as that?
Actually, I wonder.
I knew it. Let's make it a bit complicated just because, for our public that they have this feel of they have to work hard for the joy.
Things don't change so simply by just saying that. So what I suggest is that people who are not very happy with the simple thing, they can stand up, stand on one leg, pull their ears, hop around and say this sparing statement. Then they'll feel, it works now because I've hopped around it. Pulled my ears.
And how many times should they do it?
If they're hopping around, they can do it for about an hour at least.
Well, for those of
if
you
want to do it,
if
you want to do it simply, then just say 3-4 times is good enough.
Okay, 3-4 times is enough. What would it take for it to work from the first time? I mean,
absolutely.
How much ease can you have, and how much fun can you have while using these tools?
Yes.
This is a juicy tool from Rattan. So if you haven't got it yet, well, I'll just write it down somewhere for you to have it at hand. Thank you so much for it. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
How many mornings are we about to save from the eternal And especially I have this thing with Monday mornings. I live in an area where there are 2 schools here. All parents drop their kids at school and then they rush to work. So on Monday mornings, I find it particularly difficult to wake up and be up and running and about. And even when I am, it dawns on me. So this energy of, I have to go to work. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to use your tool. And this is the challenge for everybody. Use the tool. Wow.
Yeah, so I'll give you another very nice example. One day when we got up in the morning, my wife Kiran said, it was about 5 or 6 in the morning. And she said, I'm feeling very sad. I don't
Oh,
know why, but I'm feeling very sad. So I said, can you just say, go back to when, who does it belong to, return to sender with consciousness attached, say it a few times. So she said it a few times, but it won't go very easily. And then I just happened to switch on the television, and then we realized that on the previous night in Paris, there was a shooting in a stadium where there was a rock
yeah,
concert going on,
yeah,
and so energetically she picked it up, and she made
yes,
it hers, and she was feeling sad for no reason. There's no apparent reason. So most of the things that happen to us, there is no apparent reason for that happening, but we make it
yeah,
ours.
yeah. Why do we do that? Because we can.
Yeah, and it's easy.
And it's
And it's
easy.
easy.
Oh, so this is the only way, where the only place where we want to have it easy, taking all the burdens
Yeah,
and all the pains and sorrows of people on us. Oh, what would
yeah,
it
it's true.
take? What would it take to have ease with it and not make it easy to take
Yes,
it?
true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And you said there were two tools. So what would be the second tool? Now, yeah,
yeah. The
two.
second one is, how does it get any better than this?
Well, yeah. How does it? You will
Yeah,
have to tell more about this tool, Rattan, because each and every facilitator has, tips, tricks,
yeah.
and flavors to it. So how would you use it?
I use it extensively for everything. How does it get any better than this? For example, if I'm going in the morning and there's traffic, I say, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And within minutes, the traffic starts to melt, and you reach wherever you're going to go much earlier than where you expected to go.
Oh, but this happens.
Always.
Oh, it happens only to you because you're a magician.
No, anyone, just
It
try it.
Just try it. It's that
Yes,
easy.
yes.
And you're doing it even for good stuff. I mean,
For it, yeah, for
like good things that happening. How many times we say, "Wow, this is the best." I don't know what.
yes. So yeah, so wherever you find that you've got a I have experienced it a couple of times where I was in Australia, and uh, I'm very fond of buying the lottery ticket.
Ah, you don't.
Yes, I do.
And
So I bought it once, and I won, I think, $4 or something. And I said, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? I kept saying that, and I bought them again. And the next lottery, I got about $60.
oh,
So yeah, so it does work in every way. In every way. I've had an experience in classes, in the number of people who show up in your classes.
oh. Can you tell us
Yeah,
more over
yeah.
that?
So if
Because
yes,
there are a lot of facilitators watching this. So what's your secret? How do you use it with the classes?
so in the classes also, if you have a point of view that only so many people are going to show up, and it's very difficult for more people to show up, then more people won't show up. But if you have no point of view, if you just have this interesting point of view, I wonder how many people are going to show up, and howsoever many people show up. If you say, just keep saying, how does it get any better than this, and how does it get any better than this, the next time when you have a class, you will find that the number of people who choose to come to your class will be much larger than what came to you last time, because
Tips?
you're asking the universe to show you, how does it get any better than this. And then you will
Wow.
say, hey, you're the crazy guy who wants to know how does it get better than this. Let's show him how does it get better than this, and he makes it
Wow.
better always.
Now, as I this is like, the little gems, the juicy tool
Mm.
from Rattan, and now there's the gem. That's like, wow, take notes, peeps. And for all of
Mm.
you who haven't thought about how does it get any better than this with classes, and not only with classes, with creations, right, Rattan? It's
Yeah,
not, it's
absolutely anything that you're creating, how does
and
it get any better than this?
yeah.
You see,
Wow.
because if you're asking the universe to show you how does it get any better than this, the universe has your back and it has to show you that
It cannot stop
always.
itself, right? It cannot
Yes,
stop itself.
yes. So instead of going into a conclusion or a deduction of, oh, I didn't advertise enough, I didn't speak to enough people, this was that, that was that, and that's why so many people didn't show up. Just say, how does it get any better than this? And what else is possible? And your
Yeah.
classes will start to grow.
Wow.
And whatever you create will grow
And again,
beyond your wildest. Yeah.
you know, when you said, yeah, I didn't do enough, I didn't post enough, yeah, I didn't,
Yeah.
who does that belong to?
It's true. Absolutely. Who does that belong to?
And then send back to sender,
Yes.
and with attached consciousness. But you know, now that we go back, I mean, I'm just kind of, why would you say, why would you add with attached consciousness?
Yeah. So what happens is that, for example, if you pick up a pain from someone or some negative thoughts, or negative in the sense in this reality, what we consider as negative, and you pick that up and it is, you get depressed and you feel bad. So what happens is if you say, whom does it belong to, return to sender with consciousness attached, then you're sending it back to whomsoever it came from, and you're attaching the consciousness that that person now has the awareness that it need not choose that again.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
have this tricky question, which has been asked. I have been asked it too. So if this doesn't belong to us, and we keep sending back to sender with attached consciousness, who's taking care of it?
No one. No one
It
has to take care of it. It takes care of itself. So
wow.
when you say whom does it belong to and you return it and send it back, it just melts away in the universe. And the
Yes.
person who may be having those thoughts will get an awareness that he doesn't have to be that way if he so chooses to listen to it. But mostly these people may not be aware of it, so it's fine. So you always add that little thing with consciousness attached, so that in the hope that if the person who originated that particular thought, emotion, or pain has the realization that it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have
Wow.
to choose it again.
That's,
That is the consciousness attached.
and then
Attached.
attached. And when you make the choice of no longer holding on to it,
Yes,
what space are you opening up for others to let it go as well? And then what
absolutely.
happens, it, as you said, it takes care of itself. And then again,
Absolutely.
there is another question that I've been asked a lot of times by people, like, how should I cannot send it back. I know it comes from my mom. I cannot send it back to her. It would be an unkindness to her.
So that's what I'm saying. When you say return to mom, or you can say return, go back to whom it belongs to, and with consciousness attached, then the mom gets the awareness that I don't have to feel that way.
Yeah,
Then you just
exactly.
say whom does it belong to? Return to mom with consciousness attached. And mom is, oh, why am I doing this silly thing? I don't need to do it anymore.
And
I mean, you don't have to
maybe
take mom's name. Yeah.
mom knows that she picked it up from her mom, and she can now send it back and not hold
Yeah.
on to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And this works not only in things that you pick up now, even things that you picked up many years back in your childhood. If you have some sort of a thought, feeling, emotion which is not very nice for you, you can just say, whom does it belong to, return to sender, and it will go away, even ones which are
Wow.
very, very old. Yeah. It doesn't have to be an immediate one.
And
And it,
as long as you don't have, I think, I mean, this is what I had to train myself not to expect that the tool will work in a certain way. It works in
yes.
the most contributive way for you when you're willing to use it. So
Yes. You use it without any expectations, without any thing that how it's going to show up or what's going to change. Just use it.
would it be
Yeah.
pretty much like a child's play? Like you play, but
Yes. Yes. Yes.
you
Just like
just,
child's play.
wow.
Yeah, but we are so afraid of being children, because we want to be serious. The simple, logical mind, What is
Yeah.
this silly thing I'm saying? How can it help ever? But the child has got no points of view.
Yeah.
And the child, yeah, so you just play with it like children play with tools. It's
Wow.
amazing. Yes. It's
What
just amazing.
what would it take to it's also a level of vulnerability. Children are very vulnerable. They don't put up
Absolutely.
barriers. They
Yeah.
they play just because it's in their nature. As adult, I know from myself that at least I learned to put up so many barriers so that I don't get back to that child. And yet I love to play, and I have to recognize and acknowledge that there where I play, I have the most fun, and where I play, change comes in like
Yes. You
and
said it so beautifully.
yeah.
Selena, you said it so very beautifully. That's exactly what it is. If you're just playing and having fun with no points of views, with no expectations, with nothing, see how change comes in. And it'll blow your mind, the change that comes in. It'll blow your mind off.
And I just had this realization that people say that change is difficult or change is, well, play and see how change comes in. It's like you don't even know when it changed, it just changed.
Yes.
But
It's
when
the
you
same.
want to force it,
It doesn't work.
yeah.
Forcing doesn't work. Playing works. Just play and have fun.
Wow.
And it keeps changing. Yeah.
And thank you so much for
Thank you.
this nugget, for the
Yeah.
playing it.
Yes. Yeah. And another thing I found is that how does it get any better than this? Works in every single situation. Whenever there is anything that you find is difficult for you to get over or something, it will always change. I have so many examples of, when I'm flying and the pilot says, oh, we're descending into Singapore and the weather is very unpredictable and it's going to be a very bumpy ride. I just keep saying, how does it get any better than this? And how does it get any better than this? And the plane goes through all the clouds without even a small bump. It just goes smoothly through.
That's because you're a magician. Nobody can do that.
It's so beautiful. I remember once we were on a flight and they said, oh, the weather is very bad and the crew has been told to sit down and not do any service because it's not safe for them. I just kept saying, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? There was not a single bump ever in that aircraft.
Oh,
It's
that's
just so
fun.
amazing.
That's
Yes,
fun. But this is
yeah,
also, a down to earth, like here,
yeah,
day-to-day life situation where you can use the tool.
absolutely. Yeah. How does it get any better than this? You're going for a meeting, you're going for any important thing, assignment or something. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Just be in that
Ah,
question, and you see how beautifully it will go and how smoothly it will go,
yeah.
effortlessly,
Now that
joyfully.
you're saying this, it's like I would definitely add it to whatever you're feeling that moment. That's not joy. Who does that belong to? And
Yes,
how many times you go to meetings and you feel like crap, like and actually it's not yours, it's all the people who attend the meeting, but
yes.
you're so willing to take that all on you
To
then.
take that. Yes,
Yours, and then you're sweating and they look at you and they like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, but I'm taking all the
yes,
shit from you.
yes, yes. True.
Oh, how does it get any better than that?
Yes. And what else is possible?
So Rattan, if you were to tell people where to start, or if you were, there are some people who don't know all the tools, they discover them
Yeah.
now with you, with other facilitators, and they have this, wow, how should I say, rainbow of flavors and of perspectives on them. What would you tell them? Where to start? How to start? Sometimes we need to start somewhere. What would you
Yeah, so I'd suggest to them that the tool, whichever tool they want to take up, it doesn't matter. It could be this, it could be any other tool, which and the Access has got so many tools. Just take it up and play with it for a day or 2 days, and then you take another tool and play with it for another 2 days. So you're not expecting anything. You're not doing it because you want to achieve something. You're just playing with it to see how it is. How does it feel to use this tool? It's getting
Wow.
used to the tools. You have to get used to using the tools with ease. And once you
Wow.
start doing that, then whenever you feel anything, just use that tool.
And at some point, maybe they come to you like naturally. You know exactly what to use, when to
Exactly.
use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So unless so if you very discriminative when you say I'll only use these tools, I won't use the others, then you cutting off a lot of what Access has to offer. So I'd
Thank you.
suggest to everyone, please go through all the tools, use them for a few days, a few weeks, and as long as it's fun for you, keep using them and see how your life changes. And
Thank
once
you
you
so much.
once you experience your life changing, then you'd like to use it again and again.
And yeah, and
Hmm.
thank you for this, for how many times are we sticking to one tool because we sometimes say that we need to master it, and
Yes,
we're over the play with it. We are in the achievement, and then
yes,
we kind of mess up
that's true.
royally, to put it kindly.
Absolutely, we do.
Before I say goodbye, we're not saying yet goodbye, where can people find you, Rattan? And like, where, if they want to stalk you or they want to stay in contact with you, where can you be found?
Yeah, so I can be found on the Access website.
Yes.
I have a profile page there where all my classes are listed. What I do is listed, so it's all there. You can find me there, and my uh, website is just getting finalized. So I think in the week or two we'll have the website out, and then you can go on the website and find me. Yeah, with
and
all my contact information will be there on the website. You can contact me there. Yeah.
and keep an eye on Rattan's Facebook to see the events, because
Yes.
he's coming to Europe. You're not only coming to Nice in 4 to 6 October, you're also going to be in Paris, right? Last week of
Yes.
September.
Yeah.
And it's
27th to 29th
yeah,
of
and that's
September.
going to be, that's next week. That's next
Yeah.
week. Wow.
Yes.
How did you get so lucky, you people? Wow.
Yeah.
Rattan, thank you so much. I'm filled with gratitude for, no, it's not, I mean, I've seen you lately a few times, and it's always like this.
And I see you also, and you're so beautiful.
Oh,
Selena,
thank
you're
you.
really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm like, ooh.
You're
Thank you so much, and thank you
welcome.
for your willingness to be there for whoever wants to take this step, and
Yes.
to play with the tools. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hugs, and until we meet somewhere in the world, like in
Yeah. Yeah.
October, is joy and glory.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you very much.
Love
Bless you.
you all who are
All, yes.
watching.
Yes.